Hello, hello. Welcome you all to one more episode of Toast the Toss. Today, we are going to talk about someone special. People are already calling him the national treasure, people are calling him a national hero, so on and so forth. My name is Arun Sriram, and I'm going to be talking in a very un-Chennai way and not get into the second decimal place of each of his records. So let's simply call him a player who's played more than 100 test matches, has taken more than 500 test wickets, and more than 700 international wickets. Because if I start talking about the exact number, there'll be five people, all the five audience members of this show. They'll come back and say the number is perhaps wrong. So let's keep it approximate and let's get going with respect to what a wonderful career Ravichandran Ashwin has had, or in true Chennai terms, let me call him Ashwin Ravichandran, with the first name being his name and the second name being his father's name. So that will be the most refreshing start to this particular podcast on Ashwin Ravichandran. So my first question is to Aditya. Aditya, did you think at the time Ashwin was playing his first international, he would be playing for 14 long years of Test cricket and more years in T20s, etc.? Did you really think that he was cut out for such a big career and such a huge celebrity status by the time he would retire?
Absolutely not. I've been following Ashwin's career from before his international debut. So I used to play a bit of cricket for my district and state, and Ashwin and me were sort of in the same age group. And he used to be this opening batsman then, who used to score a lot of runs. And then it used to be paper score. So if you pick 3 wickets, something called paper score used to come. Hindu last page or the penultimate page you used to see. Following that, I kept seeing R. Ashwin, R. Ashwin, R. Ashwin. So I asked one of my friends, like, Macha, who's this? It's like, hey, the same guy who used to open. Who is bowling now? Okay. Then he got picked by, Chennai Super Kings in IPL. That it's a story by itself. Srikanth, in his own way, telling, oh, you didn't pick him, it's your loss. And then he made his debut. From there, the way he's innovated, I think Abhinav Mukund put it best. He's a software who's always up to date. And, the way he's innovated himself over the years, remarkable, remarkable. But if you ask me, if I had, thought that he'd pick up 500 test wickets, I would say, obviously, yes, I spotted the talent. Yeah.
I'm sure you did. I'm sure you did. Aditya, in that time, simply said how old he was and how young he really looks. Very well done, Aditya. You did a fabulous job of marketing your own looks. Thank you. And I actually didn't expect that I will start with the guy who played with Ashwin in the same age group. I didn't know about that. About you, Aditya, fantastic. We have two other guests. We have Oreo and Vinayakam. Vinayakam tried to combine Dosa and Ashwin in one conversation. So, Vinayak, what is the connection between Dosa and Ashwin? And again, let me make it sound like Chennai guy. Dosai and Ashwin, not
Dosai.
Dosa. Dosai and Ashwin.
Yeah, quintessentially Tamil, right? Both of them. And Ashwin, for all his achievements, I have not followed him. I mean, I've been following the cricket, obviously, the international career, and the early parts of his IPL as well. But his over the last 6-7 years is when I have really focused on his bowling, so to say. Maybe post 2015, post is when I would say that I have actively looked out for his bowling, kind of, and he has innovated, like Aditya said very correctly. He's kept on innovating his top passes in the 2013 Champions Trophy, the pass delivery, and each and every there were changes almost every other year. There would be some changes in his action, something, and that is something that is really amazing. And in a city, in a state full of chess champions, this ELO rating kind of ICC rating, and that's a fact which I came to know only this week that he's the only Indian in the top 10, who one of the only Indians who has crossed 900 in the ICC rankings, cricket rankings, and that is something amazing. I didn't know that, and that is something I thought it is absolutely. So for again another South Indian trait, I would say, of getting to the top scores. So the connection between Dosa, Tamil, and Ashwin is something.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
it is slightly
Okay,
unfortunate that
one
we
thing
talk
Vinayak
about.
is unaware of. Vinayak, when is your birthday?
My
What
birthday is 17
the
September.
date? 17 September also happens to be the birthday of R. Ashwin.
I didn't want to, bask in reflected glory.
But I will.
Correlation is not causation, and let's continue in the conversation. Yeah. So it's unfortunate that some of the records will tumble out now after he's retired from the game, which is pretty much how obituaries are normally written. Once a person goes away, everything nice and shiny gets spoken about the person. So I'm going to ask the contrarian of this particular panel, which is Oreo. Oreo, and did you feel that he lasted longer than he should?
Well, I wish he would have still been playing because, like Aditya, I am also in the same age bracket of R. Ashwin. In fact, he graduated in the same year when means from school. Like we both were in the 12th standard, and we were told ki there's this amazing player from St. Beats by the name who goes by the name R. Ashwin. But prior to that, he was a Padma Shishadri boy. So if you have stayed in Chennai, you know how much love and hate that school receives. Nonetheless, I I wish he would have continued a little bit longer because then we tend to be bracketed a little younger now that another person from our age group has retired. Suddenly, I do not know about Aditya. I surely feel old.
Awesome. And it almost feels like curious case of Ashwin Ravichandran now that, he started from CSK, then made his strides, moved into international cricket. Now he goes back into CSK and then maybe goes back to street cricket. And then eventually we'll be watching an India-Pakistan match playing out in Chennai in maybe 2046 or something. Is that going to be his life pattern? We'll wait and see. One of my takes is that Ashwin chose to, coming to the timing of his retirement, I think he retired at a time when India found two new batsmen in their playing 11. His place was always under fire because two other established batsmen wanted an insurance cover. So they went ahead and got a player who could bat a little more than Ashwin could rather than bowl a little better than Ashwin. I don't think he chose to retire now because Washington Sundar has bursted into the scene. He retired because now Akashdeep and Bumrah can also play. That gives adequate cover for Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma to fail for 2 more years and then hope for Siraj, Bumrah, Akashdeep, maybe Harshit Rana when he plays to come and cover up for the failures. So I think it's been a fantastic timing. He just waited for the match to be saved by two wannabe batsmen and real batsmen rather than people who have been celebrated as batsmen. So I think it's great. Any thoughts on retiring midway through the series? Are you comfortable? We all know the Dhoni saga, but besides that, any thoughts on midway through the series? Why should he retire and all the Tunkalwala statements? Are you on board with that, or do you think it's his personal decision? So what? Let me start with the contrarian this time, or you go for it.
Well, since you were not there in the last episode, I do not know whether you checked the last episode. I was actually surprised that Ashwin was not considered for the third test. And given that the kind of experience he has, I would have loved him to continue a little bit longer. I would have loved that he got a little bit more opportunities in this test. But then there are certain speculations that he was feeling a little humiliated, dejected, and they had found a worthy heir. So I was a little surprised. I would have loved to see him complete the series and then declare, because all said and done, I'm not the biggest of his fans, but he deserves a farewell test.
A farewell test is why he should have played on till the end of the series. That's a fair point, are you? Vinayak?
Yeah, I don't have any specific take on that. I think him to each his own. He probably realized that he's not going to get more tests with Jadeja performing with the bat as well, and with the ball. These pitches have not been as responsive even for Nathan Lyon. So uh, uh, he didn't see himself being picked again for Melbourne, maybe for Sydney, but even in Sydney, maybe like you said, they would want more insurance cover. So Washi may come in and do it. I don't have any specific take on that. There were rumors about, not rumors, there is Ajit Agarkar is already there, and the rumors were that he is there to discuss the transition and all those things, make better use of this 10-day gap between the two tests, between the third and the fourth test, probably. And maybe there was something discussions around that. But I mean, this was coming, right? It is not a surprise, as in we knew that there are some retirements in the offing. This would be the first one was not expected, probably, but it was in the coming. It was due anytime. This WTC cycle would see at least one or two more retirements, hopefully. And yeah, I mean, I'm not reading too much into him leaving midway.
I would think Agarkar went to Australia because his visa was expiring and nothing more than that. Aditya, any thoughts on midway series retirements?
See, to stop doing something you love doing so much, and Ashwin clearly loves playing the sport. It can be, as you said, street cricket or playing for India, and that's the biggest stage you can get to perform. I would think sport as an art, to perform his art, and to say that okay, I don't want to do this anymore is a huge call to take from a personal standpoint. And if he's taken that, respect it, move on. I think he's been there for the nation. He's performed his duties. From what I know of Ashwin, not firsthand, obviously, but the character that, we know of Ashwin, I don't think he is a person who would shirk his responsibilities and say, I would walk away. So given the character that he is and, the kind of decision this is, it's a very personal call to take. I would say respect that, celebrate, as you said, what he has been, which is what is happening now. Then 2 weeks later, we will move on. We'll talk about something else. But for now, just celebrate the man, celebrate the career.
Awesome. On that note, Aditya, which is perhaps one of your top three, or if you have top three moments from Ashwin's career, what would they be? And that puts pressure on the other two people to pick up something which is mutually exclusive.
See, with respect to Ashwin, I can pick one moment, which, if he bowls two deliveries, when he is bowling, you would see the glint in his eye, of, okay, he's going to come up with something now. He's going to try, I don't know, he's tried leg spin bowling. He himself has told that he's tried bowling with left hand. So what is it that he's going to bring is, that expectation of that. Of course, the famous leave down the leg side, albeit not in a format where he made a name for himself. And the mind control he had over left-handers. Ben Stokes, I think, is the happiest man that Ashwin has retired of all the left-handers. I think Murli had, if again quoting off memory here, around 200 wickets out of his 800 wickets as left-handers, and this man has an equal balance. And 260 or 250 odd left-hander wickets that he's taken. The kind of mastery he had over left-handers is, I think, the other. I know it's not a moment, but over his career, what I have really enjoyed.
Super. Vinayak?
So Aditya already took the leave, the T20 Pakistan leave, because that showed his mental resolve and calmness, basically. But if I have to get something apart from that, I think the wicket of Steve Smith in the 2021 BGT, I think that was brilliant. And I mean, it became even more memorable after the match listening on how he prepared for it, right? That made it even more memorable than the wicket itself. So those putty stories, I think, is something I think as a YouTuber, I don't know if I can pick that as a moment. The whole 2021 series Kuti Stories was fantastic and gave a lot of insight into the functioning of a team and how they function, how they perform, etc., etc. That was fantastic. From the ODIs, I think I've covered T20, I've covered Test, and from the ODIs, I think the Champions Trophy, the last over which he bowled, and I mean, Dhoni gave him the last over, and that was a testament to his the confidence that he had probably.
Nice, nice. Oreo, do you have one to pick? And you keep claiming you don't follow cricket, so I'm going to put you on the spot here. Tell me a moment where you think Ashwin shone.
That I thought others would be telling it. So that partnership with Hanuman Vihari, that was something like I was praying my heart out 4 years ago. Please save it, please save it. And it was nice to see them save the match. And they were both injured. That showed so much resolve. In fact, I have never enjoyed, means all my memories with Ashwin are with the bat, the one where he let the ball go. That one was so interesting, the one against Pakistan. So that one was pretty interesting. And definitely, one thing I like about Ashwin, since he belongs to our age bracket, is he likes to speak his mind out, mind and heart out. uh, be it any circumstance, he does make it, and he does not care whether he's being trolled. He will talk with the trollers also. Not an ideal thing people do, but he does make a point to make his point uh, visible and audible. On that note, I remember there was this one incident when he was praising the change in the Tamil Nadu cricket, where people from other states were also showing up and getting to play for Tamil Nadu. Someone from Odisha, someone from Gujarat, or a Gujarati cricketer. So he was celebrating that, and a few journalists were talking about the heydays when only a particular community of cricketers were being represented. But Ashwin took that initiative to make it sound that things have changed, celebrate this at the moment. So that is something which is lovely about Ashwin.
Yeah, true. I mean, his contribution to making sure cricket is more inclusive, people from the district represents his happiness when people from the districts come and represent Tamil Nadu and go to achieve bigger things. It's phenomenal. It really comes from the heart and because of the love he has for the game and the fact that it should be democratized as much as possible. On one final question to all of you, where do you see his IPL career going? I'm going to start with Vinayak this time. You're on mute, Vinayak. I had
Wrong
to say
person to ask about wrong person to ask about IPL, but I see that uh, uh, I mean I see that he the next 2-3 years or how much ever longer he plans to continue in IPL. I see him being in CSK. It would be a fitting send off whenever that happens. Him and Jadeja again there with Dhoni, the architect, so to say, of the split twins. I see that continuing there for this. I think the next mega auction would be after 4 years.
3 years, I think. It's after
3 years. So yeah. So maybe by that time he'll probably hang up his boots there as well.
Uncapped
Right.
retention.
Sorry?
Uncapped retention, I said.
Uncapped retention after 5 years. Yeah, sure. Oreo?
I think he's going to be the next captain of CSK, because there's a gentleman in that 40s bracket. He might be going off, and they would love to see a homeboy taking the reins. And
That's not a bad
yeah,
call. I mean, in case Uttaraj Gaikwad doesn't rise up to the occasion, I think they have a replacement in Ashwin to take them through till the next gen takes over completely. Fair, Aditya?
On-field exploits, we all know what he's capable of. So one, I think he will have an influence in more local talent representing either CSK or other franchises also, but definitely CSK. I think he'll get a push. And from a captaincy perspective, personally, I don't think CSK is the management that will move from Rutu to Ashwin till Rutu turns 40. So I don't see that happening personally. And Ashwin has always had this wish to win a Ranji Trophy for Tamil Nadu. He's been vocal about that for a while. So I want to see how he goes about that, building a team. Now, Tamil Nadu, maybe he's captain on paper, not on paper, but he's going to be the senior statesman there. He's going to rebuild the Tamil Nadu team. There's a lot of talent. So how he goes about influencing, the -1, -2 circuit of Tamil Nadu cricket and produce talent for Tamil Nadu, for CSK, for the nation is the journey that I am more interested in. On field, though, obviously, his exploits. He will be an economical bowler. He'll play for the next 3 years. And he's always passionate about Chennai. He's been vocal about it. He was even emotional when he got picked, by CSK. So that's going to be good. I can't wait for him to see him in yellow and what BGM or song that they play in the stadium. That's become a tradition now. The song that they play in the Chennai stadiums. So nothing to do with cricket, everything around cricket. But yeah,
Yeah.
those are the things
Yeah,
that
I can't wait for Trimba Vanduttenu Sollu.
yeah.
I can't wait for that.
One thing I like about Ashwin is that the way he celebrates anything from Tamil Nadu, especially Chennai, that Kollywood, those movie references. That's something we grew up over there. I grew up over there, so I like that guy for being a perfect Chennai paya.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I think I saw in some other channel that he's perhaps the head of CSK Academy now, if I'm not mistaken. So get ready for some real serious talent scouting and grooming. And besides that, Ranji Trophy, I'm not sure if he's going to return to first class, but I'm expecting him to be at number 3 for CSK when they play at least for a few games in Chennai, given his TNPL exploits, and that's a new dimension that we may all get to see. And on that note, here's wishing Ashwin a fantastic IPL career and an amazing life ahead. Second innings, third innings, how many ever innings, and do whatever he does best, all the way from podcasting till cricket. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in another episode soon. Thank you for watching Toast the Toss. My name is Arun, and we have Oreo, Vinayak, and Aditya who have joined me today. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.